Alright, I'm out in the back. I'm about to press in new ball joints from a E36 M3. It's very straightforward, something you can definitely do at home. No need to buy a brand new control arm just to replace your ball joints. I think they're like $200 each or something. That's ridiculous. You can get all of the ball joints, which these are just Lemforder E30 3 series ball joints. They're the same. And you can buy a full set from FCPeuro, which means free returns and replacements once you buy it once. And I want to say it was $83 shipped. So to my door, I paid $83 for 4 ball joints, 2 outers, 2 inners, and then $100 on Black Friday for a 12-ton press. This one is from Northern Tool, and actually it already blew up on me. The retaining collar up here is completely broke off. You'll be able to see that the table, maybe, is already bent. And basically this sent an arbor plate about 15 feet back against the fence while I was pressing out my roommate's ball joints for his E30. That being said, I'm about to return it, so better get my ball joints out while I still have it. For the inner ball joint, it's the only one where you need to do something a little special, is you just need to shorten the shank a little bit because the rod, the threaded rod, is normally about that long and it doesn't fit through my socket that I'm using. I use a 27mm socket. It just happens to be something that fits pretty well. That presses on the outside of the bearing. Doesn't do you any good pressing directly down on this on the inside because the internals will just shoot out. You need to actually press the outer metal pressed part with your socket. And all I do is I take my X-Acto knife, I trim the boot off to expose the inner ball joint, and then I'm ready to press. Then you can now see the inner ball joint, and you can see how just blown this is. Wouldn't surprise me if this has 200,000 miles on it. So all we do, slide this guy on top, it's on the metal itself, and then we just put some sort of cup on the bottom to support it as we press it through. Something very important that I forgot is that you really should index these where the grooves are on your ball joints because they are directional. They have more play in either X or Y than they do, in the other direction. So you should mark these. I forgot to mark these, but I know where the indexing marks are because this is my 3rd one over this weekend that I've done. So, but yes, do remember to index where your ball joints go. If for some reason you forgot to mark this and you don't have another one to compare it to, so this is the left side, front of the car is that way, left side of the car is there. Ball joints are coming up, control arm bushing is towards the rear of the car. On the front of the control arm, there's a flat face. I don't know if you can really see that, but there's a flat face. That's where one of the dimples will go. It will go basically, if you draw the line through the dimples, that line will be perpendicular to this flat front face. So it'll be like this. This is what a new bushing looks like. And a lot of you will notice that I cut the boot away in order to gain access to this, but it doesn't actually look like the boot's in the way. That's because it actually slides down. So once you interface this with your subframe, and you can see that it's conical, so it really snaps in there. That's why you need a pickle fork or some sort of ball joint separator to get this out. Once you push it in there, the boot comes down, and then you can see how the diameter of this rubber boot increases as I push this down. And that's what seals and fully covers the ball joint. So that's why on installation you can get it in without ripping the rubber boot, because it isn't until you reinstall it into your subframe that the rubber pushes out. So like I said before, I'm just going to take these two, interface it, push down on, something that goes around this. You don't want to press directly down in here. So that'll be just fine. Press it in, I use this one, and basically it just allows the threads to go through, so I'll have this in between and then I'll press it right in. You don't want to use any grease or anything while you're pressing this in, and the hardest thing will be sometimes you go down in this press, cheapo press and broken press. It's not super accurate, so sometimes I'll try to go in sideways. Just take your time, readjust it, put some pressure on this side if you need to push it in, work it back and forth, it will go. And there you have it. Just press it in so it's fully seated. You can see the dimples are interfaced with the flat up here, and how you have room for the bushing until it gets pushed down and seals the gap. And there you have it. Not super in depth, but that's how you very easily replace your ball joints. I have done this before, And this was before I had it pressed. This was 5 some, plus years ago. And I just took it to a local transmission shop or a machine shop, and they were able to press them out and press them in for me. I think I gave them 20 bucks for both arms. So that's also an alternative if you don't want to buy a press. There you go. Don't buy control arms. Just buy the ball joints.